Hello again, everyone. In this video, we're going to learn how to solve equations, and we're actually going to get to two-step equations, things that are written in this form right here. So we're going to solve equations of that form, and we'll be able to, by the end of this lesson, solve two-step mathematical problems using rational numbers. So solving two-step equations, I threw in our goal and our rule for solving equations just as one more reminder. Remember, our goal is to try to get the variable by itself. We're trying to isolate it on one side of the equal sign. That doesn't matter which side. Our rule says whatever we do to one side, we have to do the exact same thing to the other side in order to keep it balanced, like that balance in science class. Equal weight on both sides. Whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So when there are multiple steps here, we don't just get to choose, do I undo the addition, subtraction? Which inverse operation do I use first? I want you to think of it this way. I put a picture of some wrapped presents over here. When you get a gift and it's wrapped like this in a box, the goal is to get to the gift, right? So that's comparable to our variable. The goal is to get that variable by itself, get the gift by itself. So the variable is the gift, okay? You don't just get the gift right away, right? Sometimes you got to take the ribbon off, or sometimes you take the wrapping paper off first, and then you have to open the box. There's multiple steps to getting to that gift. Getting to the actual present, there's multiple things you have to do. Well, if there's a ribbon on it, you have to take the ribbon off first. Then you have to take the wrapping paper off. Then you have to open the box. You can't open the box without taking the ribbon off or taking the wrapping paper off. So there's a specific order to kind of undoing and unwrapping that present. Same with solving equations. There's a specific order. You're going to undo addition and subtraction first. That's going to get rid of the constant, the number that doesn't have a variable. Then you're going to undo the multiplication and division because that's what's actually connected to the variable. That's what's connected to our gift. That's kind of like the box. Okay? And then remember, we can check our solution. So let's look at some. Number one, 3 plus 13m equals negative 36. I want you to just think of it as using that present analogy. Where's our gift right now? Well, our gift is right here, right? The m, that variable is the gift. So I'm going to circle this entire term that has that. I can't do anything to the gift until that circles by itself. So outside of the circle, I see this 3, this constant. So I have to get rid of that before I can start unwrapping or getting even closer to the present, to the variable. This is a positive 3. To get rid of it, I would have to subtract 3. It's being added, but mainly it's because it's positive. I have to subtract 3. I have to put a negative 3. What I do to one side, I do to the other. 3 minus 3, 0. This is gone. All that's left is this 13m. So I'm going to copy that down, and I'm going to kind of total things up here. So over here I have 13m. Drop down my equal sign. Negative 36 is what I started with over here, but then I subtracted 3. Or you could think of it as adding negative 3. So that makes negative 39 over here. I'm one step closer to getting to the m, to the variable by itself. All that's left is to get rid of this 13. They're right next to each other. That means m is being multiplied by 13. The inverse of multiplying by 13 is to divide by 13. And whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. The 13s will cancel and just leave m. Drop down my equal sign. Negative 39 divided by 13, that's a negative divided by a positive, so I know my answer is negative. 39 divided by 13 is 3. M equals negative 3. Now let's check it. Again, copy the original equation, this one right here. Instead of m, we're going to put in our solution right there. So we're going to copy everything, but instead of 13 times m, it's going to be 13 times this negative 3. And now I just have to perform order of operations. I have to evaluate this and make sure it equals negative 36. So I can't add until I multiply. PEMDAS tells me to multiply first. 13 times negative 3 is negative 39. Now I can subtract 3 minus 39, that's negative 36. And we end up with both sides have the same number, negative 36 on both. So that verifies my solution. My solution is m equals negative 3. That is correct. I've verified it right here. Here's another one. Start by drawing our line. Now let's think of where the gift is. The gift is the variable. So this term right here is the gift. I can't do anything, can't get to the gift until I get rid of what's outside of it. So I got to get rid of this plus 12. To do that, the inverse of adding 12 is subtracting 12. Do it to both sides. 12 minus 12 is 0. All that's left over here is this fraction, x over 5, equals 20. I subtract 12. 20 minus 12 is 8. Now I have to get rid of this 5. So let's think about what this operation means. X over 5, that means x divided by 5. The inverse of dividing by 5 is to multiply by 5. And I have to do it on both sides. The 5's will cancel like we've seen in previous videos and just leave x. 8 times 5 is 40. X equals 40. All that's left is to check it. Copy the original. Instead of x over 5, let's change it to 40, which was our solution, over 5 plus 12 equals 20. Again, I have to evaluate this, but I have to follow PEMDAS, order of operations. So divide first. 40 divided by 5 is 8. Copy everything else down. 8 plus 12, even though I can see that this is equal to 20, I always like to just write it underneath and drop the other side down so I can see right there on both sides of the equal sign that they're equal. That just, again, verifies that my solution that I got when I worked it out and did my calculations is correct. One more. This time, variables on the right side, no big deal. Circle where the gift is. So 4x, circle that. I have to get rid of the plus 9. So let's subtract 9. Do it to both sides. 17 minus 9 is 8. All that's left over here, the 9 minus 9 is 0. All that's left is 4x. 4x means 4 times x. X is being multiplied by 4, so the inverse of that is to divide by 4. Do it on both sides. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 4 divided by 4, they cancel and it's just 1x or just x. If you want to flip it around, x equals 2. Now let's check it. Copy the original. 17 equals 4x plus 9. Instead of 4x, instead of 4 times x, let's change it to 4 times our solution of 2 plus 9. And evaluate using order of operations, which means I multiply first. 4 times 2 is 8. And then add 8 plus 9. I get 17 on both sides. Our solution of x equals 2 is correct. In summary, we have now learned how to solve two-step mathematical equations using rational numbers. In order to do that, again, think of that gift box that's wrapped with ribbons and in a box. There's a specific order to unwrapping that present. Just like solving an equation, there is a specific order that you have to follow. You have to undo addition and subtraction first, then you undo the multiplication and division, and don't forget to check your solution. That should help you solve two-step equations. Have a great day, guys.